In episode 1 of the Manhwa Is This Hero for Real?, the story commences with a group of students being summoned to the fantasy world of Fantasia by a goddess. They are chosen to be heroes and defeat the Demon King, but one student named Kang Hansu resists becoming a hero and asks to return home. However, unbeknownst to him, the goddess has hidden motives. Kang Hansu is separated from his classmates and finds himself in a jungle, attacked by unfamiliar creatures, confirming that he is not on Earth. Struggling to survive in this unknown world without any power or skills, Kang Hansu's fate takes a turn when he is saved by a mysterious god. This god grants him the power of the outsider's blessing, allowing him to reset any status effects, except death. As he survives and hones his skills in the forest, he notices that unlike others, he is unable to level up, adding an intriguing twist to his journey. After realizing that the outsider blessing prevents him from leveling up, Kang Hansu becomes irritated and starts contemplating the situation. However, his focus shifts when he observes the outsider god looking intensely at the sky, making him wonder what might be troubling the god. Despite this, Kang Hansu sets aside his thoughts about the outsider god and instead reflects on the new curse he acquired, known as slaughter. This curse causes friendly races to fear and detest him, and it increases the likelihood of them opposing him. Seeing the specifics of the new curse, Kang Hansu felt a hint of disappointment as he understood that it essentially turns him into an actual outsider. However, his mood quickly brightened when he discovered extraordinary treasures among the knoll's remains. Kang Hansu decided to gather all the loot since, without the option to level up, his path to becoming stronger lay in acquiring wealth. Just as he was about to leave, his departure was interrupted when another pack of gnolls emerged, appearing more determined than ever to attack him. Kang Hansu was taken aback to find some gnolls still lingering, prompting him to check their stats. To his surprise, he saw a considerable number of stronger gnolls this time, indicating that they were better prepared. Despite this, Kang Hansu readied himself as the pack charged at him. As one of the gnolls attempted an attack, he leapt into the air and gracefully struck back, defeating the gnoll. Witnessing this, the other gnolls became terrified, realizing they stood no chance against him, and they planned to flee for their lives. However, Kang Hansu saw this as an opportunity to hone his powers efficiently and decided not to let them escape. Determined, he unleashed a formidable aura, prepared to eliminate them all and gain more experience from the encounter. The day after Kang Hansu's intense battle with the gnolls, we find him packing up all the treasures he had looted from them. While organizing the loot, he realizes that selling the items might prove challenging because of his curse, which prevents him from understanding human language. To overcome this obstacle, Kang Hansu decides that he needs the assistance of a hostile race capable of transforming into a human and fluent in human language to act as a translator. As he contemplates this idea, Kang Hansu's thoughts are abruptly interrupted when he encounters a humanoid being with two horns on their head, who calls out to him. The humanoid being approaches Kang Hansu and inquires about the whereabouts of the person who dealt with all the gnolls. In an instant, Kang Hansu turned around to identify the person who called out to him. Swiftly, he grabbed the mysterious person by the collar, pulling them down and pinning them to the ground. With an excited expression, Kang Hansu exclaimed, "Aha, I finally caught one." He looked mischievous as he explained to the mysterious person that while he wasn't sure what type of gnoll they were, he believed they could become friends. The mysterious person clarified that he wasn't a gnoll but a demon, leaving Kang Hansu astonished. In his thoughts, Kang Hansu considered that the goddess had summoned the heroes to defeat the Demon King, implying that the demon race must be formidable. However, the demon he currently held hostage didn't appear to match that expectation. As Kang Hansu ponders the situation, his thoughts are abruptly interrupted by the demon, who angrily calls him a jerk. The demon questions why Kang Hansu would hit him during their first meeting, despite claiming to want to be friends. Kang Hansu promptly apologizes for his actions and then proceeds to inquire why the demon appears to be so weak, which causes the demon to burst into tears at being called weak. In response, the demon explains that Kang Hansu is exceptionally strong, which leads him to question why someone at level 1 possesses such a considerable amount of strength. Kang Hansu responded by explaining that his considerable strength was due to his blessing. However, the demon dismissed this explanation, considering it a lie, and remarked that Kang Hansu had more curses than blessings. This revelation surprised Kang Hansu, and he asked the demon if he could see his status window. The demon agreed and revealed that he possessed the observation blessing, which allowed him to peek at the status windows of others. Intrigued by this revelation, Kang Hansu was interested in learning more. Meanwhile, the demon urged Kang Hansu to release his collar, but he declined, stating that it was a symbol of friendship between them, leaving the demon feeling terrified. Upon this, the demon introduced himself as a dark mage and revealed that he left his homeland to train and become stronger, with the goal of getting married. Kang Hansu was taken aback by the demon's mention of marriage at such a young age and questioned his thinking on the matter. In response, the demon chuckled and advised Kang Hansu not to underestimate him due to his small stature, explaining that he had reached an appropriate age for marriage long before Kang Hansu was even born. As the conversation continued, the outsider god seemed intrigued by the demon's personal life and encouraged Kang Hansu to inquire further. Though annoyed by the god's interest, Kang Hansu followed the prompt and urged the demon to share more about his story. The demon explained that in the demon world, the stronger a demon is, the more partners they can have. However, being a weak demon, he fled his homeland to avoid becoming the 243rd husband of an old demon. After hearing the demon's story, Kang Hansu felt sympathy for the poor demon and commented on how pitiful his situation was. The demon, however, urged Kang Hansu not to pity him and redirected the conversation, questioning how Kang Hansu was still able to move. This surprised Kang Hansu, and he inquired about the demon's meaning. In response, the demon explained that he had released a potent paralysis potion, strong enough to immobilize even fairies known for their natural resistance. He then questioned how someone like Kang Hansu, a level 1 individual, could be immune to such powerful potions. This triggered a memory in Kang Hansu's mind, reminding him of Crimson, the black mage who had kidnapped him and used a similar method to paralyze him. This memory ignited a deep anger within Kang Hansu, and he gave the demon a chilling glare, telling him that he had just reminded him of an infuriating and traumatic experience. In response, Kang Hansu tightly gripped the demon's collar, emitting a menacing laughter that put the demon on edge. Worried for his safety, the demon attempted to restrain Kang Hansu with a spell, but to his astonishment, Kang Hansu effortlessly broke free, leaving the demon perplexed about the kind of human he was facing. Kang Hansu then inquired about the demon's relationship with the chief, specifically referring to the one with the gnoll's head in his chest. The demon chuckled at Kang Hansu's question and pointed out that he had encountered multiple chiefs. Kang Hansu clarified that he meant the chief with the gnoll's head in his chest, known as Chief Crimson. The demon recollected the encounter, recalling how he met Chief Crimson on the verge of succumbing to the fairy curse. After learning about Chief Crimson's background, he decided to help him rid himself of the curse. Upon hearing this, Kang Hansu tightened his grip on the demon's collar, causing the demon to feel even more frightened. Kang Hansu's expression turned menacing as he realized that the demon was the one who aided Chief Crimson, likely associating him with the traumatic experience he had gone through. The scene transitions, and we find the heroes still undergoing their training in the forest. The Saintess informs the heroes about their companions who gave up and were sent back to the temple. She then announces that the funds of those who gave up would now be invested in the remaining heroes, which fills all of them with excitement. As they exchange banter, a knight approaches them and informs both the Saintess and the prince that they have discovered a gnoll. When the Saintess inquires about the gnoll's level, the knight responds that it is a level 5 gnoll. Viewing this as an opportunity to further raise the levels of the remaining heroes, the Saintess encourages the knight to lead them to the gnoll's location. They see it as a chance to gain more experience and strength during their training. Arriving at the gnoll's location with the guidance of Prince, their swordsmanship instructor, and Princess Ethna, their mage instructor, the heroes confronted the formidable creature. However, their morale quickly waned as doubts arose about their ability to handle the gnoll's strength. Seeing his classmates' spirits diminish, Choi Gangmin stepped forward and utilized his blessing command to boost their morale once again. Nevertheless, before they could react, the gnoll unleashed a powerful strike, sending all of them flying. Eubora attempted to shield her classmates with her magic, but it proved ineffective against the gnoll's thick skin. The impact of the gnoll's strike sent her and her confidence reeling backward. In the chaos, Eubora collided with Jang Mian, who tried to revive her injured friend but found her efforts in vain. As the gnoll approached, Jang Mian, overcome with fear, folded her hands and closed her eyes, activating her blessing charm as a brief distraction, giving the prince an opening to deliver a swift strike. His action saved Jang Mian, Eubora, and the rest of their seriously injured classmates from the gnoll's initial attack. As the scene transitions back to Kang Hansu, it becomes apparent that he has mercilessly beaten up the demon. With a menacing glare, Kang Hansu demands a favor from the demon to guide him to a city, threatening to beat him up again if he refuses. However, the demon explains that it is a favor he cannot fulfill. Irritated by this response, Kang Hansu asks the demon if he wants to die, but the demon pleads with him to wait and listen to his explanation. Before revealing the reason, the demon employs his black magic to heal himself, surprising Kang Hansu. The demon then clarifies that he cannot grant Kang Hansu's wish because the city closest to their current location houses a formidable saint who might detect his presence, and he doesn't want to die before getting married. Instead, the demon suggests guiding Kang Hansu to another city that is a bit further away and offering his assistance with his task. Kang Hansu agrees to this proposal, much to the demon's excitement. In his thoughts, Kang Hansu reflects that he too wishes to avoid the city where the goddess's lackey resides, understanding the potential dangers that lie within. As they made their way to the city, the demon explained to Kang Hansu that they would need to take an alternate route since entering the city would require identity checks, posing a danger for a demon like him. Kang Hansu responded calmly, stating that he was okay with it, but in his thoughts, he felt frustrated. He realized that if it weren't for the goddesses, he wouldn't be in a situation where he needed a demon to guide him into a city. To add to his frustration, Kang Hansu received a notification indicating that the outsider god was excited, which only heightened his annoyance. As the scene transitions, we see Oh Han-woo and his party member, the red-haired lady from the mercenary group, on their way into the forest to complete a mission together. During their walk, Oh Han-woo notices that for the past 2 days, the red-haired lady has been paying for their accommodations at the inn, as well as covering the costs of his armor and weapons. This prompts him to wonder if it is all due to his blessing. Suddenly, his thoughts are interrupted by the red-haired girl, who expresses her unease with how intensely he is staring at her from behind. Oh Han-woo quickly dismisses it as a misunderstanding, explaining that he simply prefers walking behind people. He tries to downplay the situation to ease her discomfort. Upon reaching their designated location, they were instructed to hunt down and cut the ears of 5 gnolls. To their surprise, there were no gnolls to be found in the territory designated as the gnolls' habitat, leaving them confused. Oh Han-woo suggested moving deeper into the forest to find the gnolls, but the red-haired lady instantly rejected the idea, warning that moving further could be a death sentence since the territory ahead belonged to orcs, who were much stronger than gnolls. Ignoring the warning, Oh Han-woo persisted and urged the red-haired lady to trust him. However, before he could take a single step, he was attacked by a gnoll. Fortunately, he narrowly dodged the attack. In response, the red-haired lady rushed to his aid and attacked the gnoll, but to her shock, her attack had no effect. Realizing that the gnoll was a named monster with a significantly high level, they were faced with a formidable foe. Suddenly, the red-haired lady urgently instructed Oh Han-woo to draw his sword and prepare for battle, cautioning him that the gnoll they were about to face was a named monster with a significantly high level. Fearful, Oh Han-woo unsheathed his sword, but before they could take any action, another pack of gnolls appeared, surrounding them entirely. Realizing the dire situation they were in, the red-haired lady suggested that she would distract the gnolls while Oh Han-woo could escape to safety. However, Oh Han-woo hesitated and began arguing with her about whether he should flee or not. Amidst their heated debate, one of the gnolls struck Oh Han-woo with a rock, rendering him unconscious. As the gods observed the events unfolding, they couldn't help but burst into laughter at the comical turn of events. After a few minutes, Oh Han-woo regained consciousness and was astonished to find himself unharmed. He inquired about the gnolls, and the red-haired lady explained that she had taken care of them. Suddenly, he noticed her sitting with a smile, but her right arm was missing, leaving him shocked as he asked what had happened. The red-haired lady reassured him not to worry, explaining that it was not his fault but her own mistake. Despite her words, Oh Han-woo couldn't shake off the guilt he felt, and in his mind, he questioned if he was even worthy of calling himself the main character. Quickly, Oh Han-woo began checking if he had any blessings that could help heal the red-haired lady's hands. However, she calmly urged him to relax, assuring him that it wasn't his fault. Observing her reaction to the situation, he realized that his blessings might be influencing her emotions. Suddenly, he received a notification about the gods who were simply laughing at his predicament, leading him to express his frustration and question why they found it amusing. In response to his attitude, the gods cursed him with see-through, which prevented him from peeking at things even without physical barriers and greatly increased the chances of his weaknesses and secrets being exposed. Upon seeing this new curse, Oh Han-woo noticed that he could no longer see the red-haired lady's status window, which added to his frustration. At that moment, the red-haired lady urged Oh Han-woo that they needed to return to the city to avoid more gnoll encounters, as it could be dangerous. Understanding the urgency of the situation, Oh Han-woo realized that if he took the red-haired lady to the saintess, she might be able to heal her hands. Determined, he decided to return to the city with her, promising to take responsibility and fix her arm. As the scene transitions back to Kang Hansu, he inquires about the demon's name. The demon introduces himself as Cogmos, the 23rd child of the 348th wife of the 14th demon king. Cogmos explains that human society places great importance on royalty and status, but in the demon society, power is the key to rule. Kang Hansu deduces that Cogmos is essentially a nobody demon with no notable status, which causes Cogmos to sink to his knees in sadness. After apologizing for his remark, Kang Hansu asks Cogmos if he would prefer to be called Cogmo. Cogmos responds that an old friend gave him the nickname Mos, but sadly, She became the 425th wife of the 7th Demon King, and he couldn't even congratulate her after she had her first child. Recalling these events overwhelms Cogmos, and he bursts into tears again, evoking mixed feelings of annoyance and sympathy from Kang Hansu. As this unfolds, the outsider god informs Kang Hansu that they are bored and wishes to leave the forest quickly, surprising him. He recalls that the outsider god wasn't always this composed when around someone, leading him to wonder what makes the demon different for the outsider god to be so calm. As they continue their journey, Cogmos stops Kang Hansu, pointing at a colossal footprint on the ground, indicating that they have finally arrived at their destination. With optimism, Cogmos suggests that they should be able to leave the forest sooner than expected but urges Kang Hansu not to let his guard down. He explained that after the forest's end lies the Night Kingdom, but the territory around the forest's end belongs to the orcs who are far stronger than gnolls. From a distance, Cogmos pointed at the orcs, urging Kang Hansu to observe them. While they monitored the orcs from afar, the orcs sensed Kang Hansu's presence due to his distinct scent. The orcs searched the surroundings, trying to locate them, but Kang Hansu's eyes emitted a reddish glow that was highly noticeable in the dark, revealing their position. Cogmos blamed Kang Hansu for their predicament. In response, Kang Hansu seemingly suppressed the red glow in his eyes, irritating Cogmos, who questioned why he hadn't done so from the beginning. Kang Hansu responded with a smile, implying that he had a plan or reason for initially allowing the red glow to be visible. Kang Hansu then reactivates the red glow in his eyes, explaining that it helps him see better in the darkness. Assessing that there are 10 orcs in total, he decides to confront them head-on and jumps down to face them. Due to his curse, he can now understand their language, and as he listens to the insults they hurl at him, his urge to kill them intensifies. Without hesitation, Kang Hansu charges at the orcs, swiftly stabbing one of them in the chest, leaving the others shocked by his quick and brutal action. A menacing aura surrounds him as he prepares to take on the rest of the orcs, determined to wipe them out. Having wiped out most of the orcs, the remaining ones were gripped with extreme terror, realizing they had no chance against Kang Hansu. Disappointed, Kang Hansu looks at Cogmos and questions why the orcs seemed weaker. Cogmos explains that it's not that the orcs are weak, rather, Kang Hansu is exceptionally strong. After wiping out all the orcs, Kang Hansu turns around and sees Cogmos' leg engulfed in a bright white flame. Shocked, he asks what happened, and Cogmos directs his attention to the sky. There, a giant dragon is flying, ridden by the Saintess. Cogmos explains that the dragon likely detected Kang Hansu's energy and attacked him, but he managed to barely dodge it. Cogmos laments his bad luck for encountering one of the two only Saintesses in the world. Kang Hansu urges Cogmos to heal himself, but the demon explains that while the injury wouldn't be much for a demon, it will take more time to heal due to it being an attack from the Saintess. Cogmos then looks deeply into Kang Hansu's eyes and pleads for him to carry him, but Kang Hansu bluntly refuses to do so. The scene transitions, and we see Kang Hansu piggybacking Cogmos, much to the Kang Hansu annoyance, while the outsider god follows them excitedly. As they walk, Kang Hansu and Cogmos engage in a conversation, during which Kang Hansu reveals that he almost became a hero, leaving Cogmos in shock. Curious about Cogmos' reaction, Kang Hansu asks why he is so surprised, and Cogmos explains that it's because of the hero curse Kang Hansu possesses. This curse is usually given to demons after being defeated by a hero to prevent them from becoming more powerful. Cogmos then questions why Kang Hansu is so strong despite having the hero curse, and he wonders if it's because of his outsider blessing. Contemplating this idea, Cogmos can't resist the temptation and peeks at Kang Hansu's status window, which annoys Kang Hansu. Soon, Cogmos realizes the effects of Kang Hansu's outsider blessing, which resets all of his status effects except death. With this understanding, Cogmos acknowledges that Kang Hansu's outsider blessing is an incredible cheat. However, he remains puzzled as to why Kang Hansu is still so strong despite his status and level repeatedly resetting to default every time he attempts to level up. This question lingers in Kang Hansu's mind as he gazes at the outsider god, who appears to be reminiscing about a challenging past.